Origin story: Leviathan. Leviathan is one of the most enigmatic and terrifying creatures in ancient mythology, often depicted as a monstrous sea serpent or dragon. Its origins trace back to the Near East, appearing in both biblical texts and the mythologies of neighboring cultures like the Canaanites, Babylonians, and Egyptians. Described as an embodiment of chaos, Leviathan is not only a symbol of primal forces, but also of divine judgment and power. Over time, the legend of Leviathan has evolved, cementing its place as one of the most infamous creatures in myth and religious lore. Biblical accounts of Leviathan. Leviathan makes several appearances in the Bible, most notably in the book of Job, Psalms, and Isaiah. In the book of Job, Job 41, God describes Leviathan to Job in vivid detail as a creature that no human can hope to control. Can you pull in Leviathan with a fishhook or tie down its tongue with a rope? Can you put a cord through its nose or pierce its jaw with a hook? Will it keep begging you for mercy? Here, Leviathan is portrayed as an unstoppable, untamable force, a creature so powerful that it can only be subdued by divine intervention. Job 41 goes on to describe Leviathan's impenetrable scales, fiery breath, and terrifying presence, painting a picture of a beast that exists beyond human control. In Psalm 74:14, Leviathan is depicted as a multi-headed sea monster, one that God slays to protect creation. This imagery suggests that Leviathan is a symbol of chaos, which the divine must overcome to restore order in the world. Finally, in Isaiah 27:1, there is a prophecy of Leviathan's defeat. In that day the Lord will punish with his sword, his fierce, great, and powerful sword, Leviathan the gliding serpent, Leviathan the coiling serpent. He will slay the monster of the sea. This verse points to Leviathan as a cosmic threat to be conquered at the end of days, symbolizing the triumph of order over chaos in the apocalypse. Canaanite and Mesopotamian parallels. While Leviathan is often associated with biblical texts, its roots likely extend deeper into Near Eastern mythology, particularly in Ugaritic, Canaanite literature. The myth of the sea dragon Lotan, found in the Baal cycle, an ancient Canaanite text, bears striking similarities to Leviathan. Lotan, like Leviathan, is a multi-headed serpent or dragon representing chaos. In the Baal cycle, the storm god Baal defeats Lotan in battle, an act that symbolizes the victory of order over the chaotic forces of nature. In Mesopotamian mythology, Leviathan's counterpart is the chaos monster Tiamat, a primordial sea goddess who embodies the chaotic waters of creation. In the Enuma Elish, the Babylonian creation myth, the god Marduk slays Tiamat, using her body to create the heavens and the earth. This myth echoes the theme of a divine hero vanquishing a monstrous, chaotic force to bring about cosmic order, much like the biblical portrayal of Leviathan. Leviathan in Jewish mysticism. In Jewish mysticism, particularly within the Kabbalistic tradition, Leviathan takes on a more esoteric meaning. It is often viewed as a metaphor for the struggle between good and evil, with Leviathan representing the forces of evil that must be overcome to bring about redemption. In some interpretations, Leviathan is also linked to the concept of Behemoth, a land-dwelling counterpart, and Ziz, a giant bird, both of which are said to battle Leviathan during the end times, further solidifying its role in apocalyptic visions. According to Jewish legend, Leviathan was created on the 5th day of creation, but will be slain by God at the end of days, and its flesh will be served as a feast to the righteous in the world to come. Symbolism and cultural impact. Leviathan is not just a biblical symbol of chaos. Its imagery has influenced literature, art, and culture across the ages. In Thomas Hobbes's famous political treatise, Leviathan, 1651, the monster becomes a metaphor for the all-powerful state, representing a force that brings order to human society. This use of Leviathan as a symbol of ultimate power and control reflects the original creature's association with chaos and the necessity of its defeat. In modern culture, Leviathan frequently appears in literature, video games, and films as a fearsome sea monster or dragon. Its continued relevance demonstrates how the symbol of the colossal sea serpent has evolved, but remains tied to its ancient themes of chaos, power, and the divine struggle to maintain order in the universe. Conclusion: Leviathan's origins as a fearsome sea monster stretch across cultures and religions, from the Canaanite dragon Lotan to the Babylonian goddess Tiamat, and finally, to the biblical Leviathan. As a symbol of chaos and destruction, Leviathan represents the powerful and unpredictable forces of nature, but it is also tied to the idea of divine justice and order. Whether in ancient texts or modern media, Leviathan remains one of the most enduring and terrifying mythical creatures ever imagined.